All right, folks, welcome to another episode. It's our Zoomup. My name is Michael Huggins, and we are bringing you another edition of our Meetup on Zoom. I've got my co-host today out of Chicago. What's up, Scott?
Uncharacteristically at my house today, so working from home. Gotta
That's
love it.
right. But it's a beautiful thing being able to work from home. Speaking of working from home, the reason why we're bringing you this video series is because we want to empower you and inspire you to build a business, especially in real estate, so that you can live the life of your dreams, take control of your finance, your time, who you spend that with, and ultimately live your dream. It is going to take some work. It's taken several years for people inside of our program to get to where they want to go, but there are some fast action items that you could take to really make a difference in your life. Scott, what happened for you in your first 90 days, 120 days working with us?
Yeah, good question. I actually got started. Fortunately for me, when I worked with this group, they were so hands-on with me. I was able to actually, between the ability to learn and then work with other people, within my third month, I had my first house under contract. It was a wholesale deal. We made just over $5,000 on. So things happened fast for me because I made them happen fast. But I was moving fast. You can move as slow as you need, whatever. But make sure you're working with the right people so you dot the I's, cross the T's, because real estate's risky.
That's right. That's right. And at the end of today's episode, you're going to want to get back with the person who invited you here, because we have some future events that could absolutely change your life. If you take the ideas that we're sharing and start to implement them, we could do a quick 180 on your financial world. You'll see what I'm talking about. So come to the intro, come to the house tour, or come to the workshop. These are all by invite only. They're not open to the public. So you need to be registered and get the private link for those. All right. Enough said on that. I'm really grateful for today's guest. He's made a big impact, not just in my life, showing me how to structure and do my deals, but thousands of other people that have come through our doors in the last decade have been able to take some advice and lessons from him and go out there and implement it. But he wasn't always this successful. Where he came from and the struggles he had to go through to get his first deal done to where he is now is very inspiring. And so I asked him to be a guest on the line and share his story. Scott, do you want to add anything before we jump into this?
I do, man. This is one of the funnest men I know in this community. If you get to hang out with Kendall, make sure it's not for too long. It'd be like you need stitches from all the laughing that you're going to be doing. He's so fun. But this guy definitely, if you want to talk about a full circle success story, he actually learned real estate investing here and then actually became an instructor with the education company that we all learned from. So we've all learned from Kendall how to do what he does, which is I learned fix and flips from Kendall stock. So, and I got because of Kendall, I did my sixth deal was actually a rehab. So taking those classes really helped me get that deal done. So thank you, Kendall, for what you've been able to help me and my family do, buddy.
Yeah. So everyone, welcome to the stage, Kendall Stock.
Kendall Stock, everybody.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be here today. Hold on. My phone just came unplugged and I'm dying. My phone is on battery life support. Hold on.
Yeah, we need some power. Can't miss this. There he is.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you for having me here. I'm excited to be here. It really is. It's fun to come and talk full circle and really share my experience of where I've been able to come, where I started, and what I've been able to do since that point. Because like so many of you, I came and I wanted to learn how to invest in real estate. I had no skill sets on how to do it. I had no money. I had no credit. And I remember I came down and I met the community and they inspired hope in me. And they said, you know what? You can buy houses with no money or no credit. And I thought, oh crap, there's no way you can do that. I didn't think there was any way possible. And it was my first introduction into the world of real estate investing to understand you don't know what you don't know. All right. One of the biggest secrets that I learned in this business, and it's not even a secret, but one of the best bits of advice that I received is one of the guys that was helping me to learn this business. He said, Kendall, I want you to be dumb enough to listen and smart enough to follow through. And for me, that was super easy because I didn't come to this table with any preconceived notions. I didn't come having done real estate in the past. I came and I was absolute sponge. Excuse me. My background is I did what many people were taught to do. I was taught as a kid, go to school, get good grades, and get a good job. So that was the path that I was pursuing. And I went to college and I was pursuing a career. I was going to be a dentist. And I applied to dental school the first year and I didn't get accepted. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is insane. I have good grades. I have a good DAT score. Let's retool. Let's shift a little bit. Let's pivot like many of us have done this last year. Let's pivot and let's do this again. But the problem was I was doing the same thing. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, for me, what happened is I applied to 17 dental schools and they all told me no. And I thought, oh my gosh, now what? You know, I had no plan B. And I don't know how many of you can relate to this, but maybe you've climbed the corporate ladder. Maybe you've done something. You've been climbing something, trying to get there, and you feel like the floor falls right out from underneath you. Well, that's where I was. That's where I was. I was beaten down. I was depressed, and I wasn't in the mood to look at opportunity. But I was invited down to take a peek at this community, and they instilled hope. They instilled a new vision. They taught me that I could do something new, that I could go out and create my own lifestyle if I would just learn to follow a system. And I knew I could follow a system. That's everything. The whole school process is following a system. Everything we do is systematic. So they said, look, if you are dumb enough to listen and smart enough to follow through, just do the work, do what you're taught, you can get the result. And I said, okay, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So I jumped in and I devoured the information. And it took me a little while, right? I was a college student. I was making 20 grand a year. And so I didn't have money. I didn't have credit, but what I had was time to learn. And I learned and I implemented, and it took me about 9 months to do my very first deal. And, you know, for some that's quick, for some that's slow, but it doesn't matter what it is for other people. It's what it was for me. That was my story. That was my genesis of becoming a real estate investor. And it took me 9 months to learn the processes, to learn the systems, to learn how to do deals with no money and no credit. And I know that's a very popular topic on these Zoomups because it's so cool. When you can do deals without money or credit, why wouldn't you? And so I did my very, very first deal. And it was so awesome because I wasn't looking to do it as an investment property per se. It turned into that. But I had promised my wife a certain lifestyle. I had promised her that I was going to take care of her. I promised her that I was going to buy her a home. And our very first property that we ever bought, we bought without using any of our money, any of our own credit. We bought our personal residence. When everybody else says you don't qualify, we were able to buy this home. We walked in with a $50,000 equity position on the very first deal. And that was the genesis that got me so stoked to doing real estate deals that then I just kept going. I said, if I can do one, I can do two. If I can do two, I can do 20. If I can do 20, I can do 100. And now I'm up over 400 deals. And I've done everything from fix and flip to buy and hold to rentals to wholesaling to now I'm doing a land development project. And it just, the excitement just continues. I've been doing this for many, many years. And I'm still stoked about real estate investing. As soon as we hang up this call today, I'm actually getting on a phone call and finalizing a contract. I've been working on this contract. A few months ago, I moved to Idaho. So I used to live in Southern California. Now I live in Idaho, and it's different up here, but I'm buying another house in Idaho that we're going to flip. I'm picking it up for $145,000. I got to put $100,000 into that. This is going to be a massive, massive renovation, massive rehab. The house was built. It's a 100-year-old house. So totally different than anything I've ever done, but that's what's exciting. I'm going to put 100 grand into it. And then the ARV, because it's got some land with it and some other things, we're expected to be in the ballpark of 350 to 400,000. So if that doesn't excite you, if that doesn't get you up in the morning, I don't know what does. So it's been an amazing, amazing transformation, all because there's two things I'm going to give you guys, because I was dumb enough to listen, smart enough to follow through, and I followed a system.
Nice. So we going back to your very first introduction, when someone invited you, what was your initial impression? Were you like, I don't want to go? Or were you like, oh, I can't wait to go?
No, I had zero intention to go. In fact, it was my wife. My wife invited me down to the presentation. Her father was involved, and she's like, "You got to come see what my dad's doing." I'm like, "No way, not interested." Right? I'm not interested because I had this preconceived notion. I had no idea what it was, but I had a preconceived notion that I wasn't going to be interested, because I was going to be a dentist. That was my goal. That was my career path. I told everybody since I was in high school that I'm going to be a dentist. Well, when that didn't work out, like the first week she invited me and I said no. The second week I said no. The third week I said no. It went upwards of 6 weeks of being invited down before she finally came up and said, "Babe, if you're going to be a dentist, I'll support you until the day we die to get you into school. But she says, the reality is we've received 15 out of 17 rejection letters. You might want to start looking at opportunity. And that was a big wake-up call. And it was a slap to the face. And I feel like an idiot now that I told my wife no for 6 weeks before I checked it out. And honestly, it's 6 weeks that I wasted, because when I came down and I saw the opportunity, I was in. I'm like, this is it. This is my new chance. This is my new opportunity to go out and create something new.
Okay. So good thing you showed up coachable.
Yeah. You got to show up coachable, right?
I got a question.
Yeah.
So, so for me, the same thing happened. So my wife, you know, we were in big trouble, right? We were having bad times financially because of the job losses we had. And she dragged me. She's like, she went to the meeting first. I'm like, I ain't going to no dog and pony show. No, go with. And so then she came home and she had met all the people, and she's a big relator. She's like, you're going to the next one. And, you know, my wife tells me I'm doing something, and I'm doing it because I like her. So I got to go down to this meeting. But again, you know, I made the decision that night. I'm like, okay, I met the people. I saw the results, right? The nurse, the firefighter, the XR teacher that had properties. And I was like, okay, you were right. Let's do this. And it was, she was shocked. Was that you, dude? Did you come down? You got forced to come down, but right away you noticed it?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I came down, but I still had to have my reluctance up. I still sat there with my arms folded, and I wasn't going to listen. And that all melted away. It all melted away in about 30 minutes, because they opened my eyes to something I'd never even seen before. I hadn't seen this level of entrepreneurship, this level of control, this level of ability of controlling your life by following a system. Because I was so ingrained in go to school, get good grades, get a good job. That's what I had done for 6 years. For 6 years. I mean, I'm special, folks. It took me 6 years to get my 4-year degree, because I went back and retook classes and was trying to get into school, right? I had a mission. And so it took me forever. Like I postponed my graduation and retook classes to try to get to that end of dental school. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I can put that same level of effort into creating my own life and something new. The reality is I didn't want to be a dentist. I wanted freedom. I wanted to control my own schedule, and I didn't want to work on Fridays. And you know what? Real estate investing has provided such a better schedule and such a better lifestyle than dentistry ever could have. Awesome. So yeah, I was reluctant, but within 20 minutes that melted, and I was a sponge. From that point, I met the people, I saw the people, and I remember thinking, if they can do it, I can do it. Because they were just like me. There was nothing different. These were normal people just like me. They had dreams, they had hopes, they had fears, but they took action, and they followed the steps.
Right. So if other people are living their dream, why not you?
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, you got a good cross section of deals, over 400 and multiple different strategies. What's the biggest closing you've had? Like, you looked at the check, and then I'll tell you a story for me. We got such a big check that the attorneys got mad on the other side of the table. They were angry. They saw the check come across the table, like, well, nobody's getting paid like them. Literally verbalized it. What was your biggest check?
$163,000.
Nice.
Wow.
$163,000 is my biggest check. But on the opposite side of that, I had a deal that took 6 months. It took hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we made $121, and we had to split it 4 ways. I mean, that's not enough money to buy lunch. So it's the pendulum. You're everything on the spectrum. You're going to have anything and everything in between. So sometimes it's 163. That's not typical. That's been one time, right? Most of my deals, they're fix and flips. They're average 20 to 30,000. But sometimes you get those big wins, and sometimes you get those losers where everything that could possibly go wrong goes wrong. And because there's risk to investing, no doubt about it. If anyone tells you there's no risk, run away, because anytime you use the word invest, it automatically implements that there's going to be risk involved. So 121 up to 163,000.
Nice. Yeah. My attorney said it's risky not to get into real estate.
It is.
Right.
Or
so,
at least not to understand it, because everybody's biggest investment in their life is probably going to be their own roof if they don't do anything beyond that, right? You're going to be at a closing table if you're ambitious enough to have your own house. I think everybody should know more about it in high school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's interesting. The lady that I'm buying this house from, here in Idaho. She inherited it. Her dad passed away. She inherited the property. She has no idea what she's doing. And she's like, I'm just so nervous. She's paralyzed to take action because she doesn't know what she's doing. She's hired some real estate agents, got horrible advice from them. She's had to fire a couple of agents already. And it's just, nobody has shown up to the table to just solve her problem, to listen to what she needs. What does she want out of the deal? You know, it's not just about the money for her. There's other things that she wants. And once we listened to that, we heard it out. We were able to find a win-win situation. And so we're finalizing on the contract today and closing in 2 weeks. So nice. You become a professional problem solver. That's what we do as real estate investors.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, you had this idea from high school, you went all the way to college, things didn't work out. And basically you went from college to starting a real estate investing career, and you haven't done anything since then.
I haven't. No, I tell people I've never had a real job, quote unquote. I've never had a real job since I graduated college. The only time I've had a job where I would punch a clock and hold on, I just had a call come in. You guys still have me? There we are.
Yep, you're good.
The only time I've had a quote unquote real job where I punched a clock was when I was in college. Ever since then, I've not needed to. Real estate investing has given me the income, the lifestyle, the control, the financial freedom, the time freedom that I've been looking for. And you know what? For me, the most important is the time freedom, the flexibility to do what I want when I want, you know, and the money's good too. I'm not going to lie.
The money's nice, but when you get to like wake up with your kids, make them breakfast, make them lunch, put them to bed.
Yeah.
Right. That whole experience. Yeah, you're right. The time is really what we're after. So folks, if you use what we're offering, you will find the time shortcuts. It's not just about the money. What do rich people do with their money anyway? They buy shortcuts.
That's right.
So we're going to show you how to get those shortcuts and really start to take control of your life. Some of you, it's going to take 3-6 months. Others usually will take 9, maybe 12 months, maybe a little bit longer. But if you show up coachable, I love the advice Kendall gave us. What was it? Dumb enough to listen.
Dumb enough to listen and smart enough to follow through.
Smart enough to follow through. So
it's a system. You know, the acronym for system is save yourself time, energy, and money.
Nice.
So
love it. So folks, we have a system here. Come and check it out. Get back with the person that invited you here. Come to the next series of videos and make a decision, get involved. And we'll show you how to start smashing those obstacles that are in the way between where you are and where you want to be financially. And then also with your time freedom. Thank you so much, Kendall, for being here. Scott, did you have anything before we wrap this up?
Yeah, again, get back in touch with the person who invited you. The things that we saw, now Kendall just told you that his wife dragged him down to an intro meeting. I went to an intro meeting. Michael went to an intro meeting. But you can make yourself to a property tour. We have them weekly. There's students doing deals all over the country, so check out the real deals. Or maybe get to a workshop. Our next workshop's on February 20th. If you're watching this live or close to Feb 20th, we have a notes workshop coming up with the 4th largest note broker in the country, who actually is one of the educators. So you're gonna if you watch this workshop, you're not gonna want to buy real estate. You're gonna want to pass paper.
Yeah, this is extreme passive income, folks. This is stuff that your realtors don't talk to you about, your mortgage brokers don't talk to you about, your CPA doesn't talk to you about. So come and check this out. It is by invitation only. It's not open to the public, so you need to get on the registration list ahead of time, preferably Friday before 5 o'clock, so we can get you all the resources that you need to have the best day ever with that training.
That's February 20th, Saturday, Feb 20th.
Yep. Countdown begins for that. So, and then of course, if you're catching the recording, just find out which month we're in and we'll get you the info for that, because we are very consistent. The last 13, 14, 15 years, we have not taken a break.
We have not missed a workshop. So even if you don't catch the one because you're watching a recording, there's a workshop the month you're watching this recording.
Yep. So stay plugged in, link arms with us, start getting the benefits that we're currently getting from this program, and face your fears and chase your dreams. We're here to support that. So thanks again, Kendall. Congratulations for all your success, and thank you for the support you've provided for our community thus far. And we're rooting for you. Thank you again.
And
thanks for having me, guys.
Stick around for the bonus questions. We got a couple bonus questions.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap this episode up. Catch the next one. Bye now.